Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So in this video today we are going to study about the reproduction in fungus. Now see, fungus shows vegetative method of reproduction. It also shows asexual method of reproduction as well as sexual method of reproduction. Vegetative method, it will be doing by fragmentation. All the filamentous form will go for fragmentation. Yeast, which is unicellular, will go for budding and fission also. Asexual reproduction will be with the help of the different types of asexual spores. Right now I'm giving you just mind map. Later on we'll be discussing in detail. So they are making motile zoospores. They'll be making non-motile aplanospore, which is also known as a sporangiospore, conidia, oodia, and chlamydospore. So these are the different type of asexual spores they make. Now, sexual. In the sexual reproduction, first of all, steps are there. They will first show plasmogamy. After plasmogamy, karyogamy will be there. And then meiosis. In some fungus, plasmogamy and karyogamy, there is delay in between them. So one phase comes that is known as dikaryophase comes. So these are the different method of the reproduction in fungus. One is vegetative, second is asexual, and third is sexual. Now let us study one by one. We have already seen that there are three methods. Fragmentation name is telling when the filamentous form goes for breaking. Let us assume this is one hypha, which is cenocytic hypha, and this cenocytic hypha breaks. Fragments are produced. Then two fragments, suppose they have produced two fragments, then these two fragments will develop again into long piece. So this is the way how they are reproducing. Second method is by budding, which we see in the unicellular fungus, which is yeast. See, this is the yeast and it will develop a bud on its side. So this is the condition which is seen in the yeast, and they make the bud. Then fission also. Fission is also shown by the yeast only. Here also we will be studying the example yeast. So you have to remember, for budding also yeast is there, and for fission also yeast is there. See, this is one yeast cell. Okay, this is a nucleus. You have to always maintain this thing. It is going for fission. And finally, two formation is done. So this is the method of the vegetative reproduction in fungus. Now let us see asexual, different types of spores. Asexual reproduction. First of all, the spores which are made by the asexual reproduction, they are made by the process of mitosis. So we will say they are producing mitospores. All the asexual spores are made by the mitospores. Now see, this is a hypha, and the tip of the hypha is swollen up. So this structure is known as a sporangia, and this stalk is known as sporangiophore. But always remember, whenever suffix 4 is coming, this 4 suffix, it means it is a stalk. Okay, now inside this, they'll be producing zoospores, which are motile. So this structure is your zoospore. So zoospores are, I'm just drawing it once again outside diagram. These are the two flagella, okay? And these zoospores, we will say they are motile and endogenous spore. Endogenous, why we are calling it? Because they are made inside the sporangia. So endogenous spore. Now once again see hypha. This is again one hypha, which is again bearing sporangia. So this is structure. And this is your sporangiophore. Now inside this, we are finding these are your non-motile spores. See, no flagella. So these are known as aplanospore. So aplanospores are non-motile mitospores, and they are also produced endogenously. So we can say both zoospore as well as aplanospores, they are endogenous spore. So two spores are clear. Now see the conidia. See, this is one hypha. I'm explaining you the conidia formation in penicillium, where conidiophore will go for branch. So this is your conidiophore. It will go for branching. The first branch is known as rami. This is rami, first branch. It will again go for branching. And the second branch is known as medullae, on top of which you are finding these are your sterigmata present. These are the fillets or sterigmata present, on tip of which we are finding the chain of conidia, and conidia are arranged in a basipetal manner. How to learn? See, in such case, you just check where the young is present. If you see from the diagram, you are getting young is present at the base. So this is your basipetal arrangement. So conidias are showing basipetal arrangement. So this is your asexual spore, conidia, and this conidia is studied in the fungus that is known as penicillium. So this spore, which is made by the conidia, is your exogenous spore. This is exogenous spore. Now see another example which is there in your NCERT. This is your conidiophore, and the tip is swollen up. And this tip is known as vesicle, on which again you are finding these fillets will be present, sterigmatas will be present on tip of it this way. Which will bear the chain of conidia. So this diagram is of Aspergillus. Both diagrams are from NCERT. This is in your 11th class book, it is given there, Aspergillus, and penicillium is given in the 12th class, reproduction in organs chapter. Same diagram is there. So these are your conidias, and conidias are made exogenously. So I hope this diagram is clear. And they are exogenous spore. Now see next, Oodia and arthrospores. Oodia, also known as arthrospore. This is your hypha, and the tip of the hypha is producing the cell which are of same size. By seeing the cell, you cannot identify which is young and which is old. So they are of the same size, we call them as Oodia. This is another type of spore. Next is we have to study Chlamydospore. See, this is one hypha. Let us assume it is a cenocytic hypha. At regular intervals, what will happen? The protoplast will condense itself at intervals under unfavorable condition to form thick wall resting spores, and this is known as chlamydospores. So these all are your asexual spores which are made by the fungus under the favorable conditions only, and they are made by the process of mitosis. Now we have to study about the sexual reproduction in fungus. First is your plasmogamy. Then is your karyogamy. And after that, meiosis. It means they will also show zygotic meiosis. They prefer haplontic life cycle. But in some cases, the plasmogamy and karyogamy is delayed and we find dikaryophase is coming. Now see methods of plasmogamy. What are the different methods by which they show plasmogamy? First is planogametic copulation. Planogametic copulation. Plano word means motile. It means motile gametes are going for copulation. So if the motile gametes are of same size, let us assume they both are of same size, then we will say that is isogamy. If the motile gametes are of dissimilar size, then we call it as anisogamy. And if one is stationary and only one is motile, then we call it as oogamy. Second method is they will go for gametential contact. Gametential contact means they will make male gametangia. This is the male gametangia. Okay, and this male gametangia is known as antheridia. And this is female gametangia. Female gametangia is known as ooconia. Gametangia means sex organ. And after that, what we are finding, the two gametangias are coming in contact and the male is transferred entire content into female. So two gametangia will come in contact with the help of this tube, which is known as conjugation tube, and the entire content is transferred. Third method of the plasmogamy is gametangial copulation. In the gametential copulation, this is one hypha, which is, let us assume it is plus hypha. Another hypha is minus hypha. This is, let us assume, minus hypha. The two hypha will come in contact. The result will be the two hyphas will come in contact and they will show gametential copulation. So inside this is a thick zygospores formation will be done. Next method of the plasmogamy is your spermatization. So spermatization, this is a receptive beak which is made by the female. Female will make the receptive beak. And one non-motile male gamete. This is a non-motile male gamete which is known as spermatia. will come and then the plasmogamy will occur. Next, last method of the plasmogamy, they can go for somatogamy. Somatogamy means here two hypha will be coming and going for directly plasmogamy. Let us assume this is hypha with simple pore, and you can understand it here. It is second hypha this way, and the two hyphas, they are coming in contact. I hope this diagram is, you are able to understand me. So this is one nucleus is from this side and one nucleus from this strain, it is coming here. So dikaryophase is coming. Now let me just show you how many types of plasmogamy. Just give me 1 minute. So you can see these are the different methods of the plasmogamy which the fungus members will be showing it. Up till your concept is clear? So plasmogamy can be achieved by the planogametic copulation, it can be by gametangial contact, it can be by gametangial copulation, or it can be by spermatization, or it can be by somatogamy. Any method they can go. But generally it is observed that the fungus will show reduction in sexuality. And Basidiomycetes will be showing only one method of the plasmogamy, that is somatogamy. That is Ditromycetes, which is the highest class, will not show sexual reproduction. And Basidiomycetes shows only somatogamy. Another point we have to remember is sexuality was first discovered in fungus by which scientist and in which fungus. Now see sexuality in fungus. Now we should know sexuality in fungus was discovered by whom and in which fungus. So it was discovered by A.F. Blakeslee in Rhizopus stolonifer. And he observed that there are two types of fungus. See, I'll just try to explain you with the diagram. Try to understand. This was the cultural plate. Okay. And it's only imaginary, that he has not done that work. Only just for your understanding, I'm drawing it imaginary. Just imagine this is the partition I'm imagining on the cultural plate. And he kept the strains of the fungus. Okay. He kept the different fungus. Let us assume he kept here 1 plus and here also plus strain, and here minus and here minus. And to his surprise, the zygospore formation was done when the two different thallus was there. In between the two different thallus. So this line was showing the presence of the zygospore. So by seeing this, he told it means fungus can have homothallic condition also, and it can have heterothallic condition. And he has discovered heterothallic fungus. It means there are two types of thalli are there. One thalli is working as plus, another thalli is working as minus. It means heterothallic means it is working as unisexual. But in case of the fungus, we can't use word sexual because there is no properly sexuality is there. So we will say they are thallic, and you know one thing why we say thallic, because they don't have vascular tissue. So heterothallic was discovered by him in Rhizopus stolonifer. So it means heterothallic means there are two types of thalli. It means they are unisexual. So we can say homothallic will be bisexual. I hope this much topic is clear to you. After the plasmogamy, we have to study about the karyogamy. That is simple. So let us see what will happen after plasmogamy. We will find that after plasmogamy is achieved, in few fungus like Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes, dikaryophase will come. Otherwise, they go for karyogamy. It might be delayed. Karyogamy might be delayed. That is why the dikaryophase is coming. So after plasmogamy, karyogamy will be there, and after karyogamy, meiosis will be there. Means zygote formation and immediately meiosis, which indicates that they are actually living in the haploid phase. It means they show haplontic life cycle. Fungus shows haplontic life cycle. So I hope today the topic, the reproduction in fungus, is clear to you. Thanks for watching class. Still, if you have any doubt, then you can message me. Please mention in the comment box how you're finding the video. Is it useful to you or not? Let me know your feedback.